Climate change in the past. The Earth's climate has always changed, and this has had a huge effect on life on Earth. Over millions of years, the climate has changed many times. It has been very, very cold, with lots of snow and ice everywhere. It has also been very, very hot, with forests of trees growing in the Arctic and Antarctica. For the past 2.6 million years, the Earth has always had some ice in the Arctic and Antarctica. But the climate has changed in a pattern, sometimes warmer and sometimes colder. This pattern comes from the natural changes in the way the Earth moves around the Sun. There have been many ice ages in the Earth's past. At these times, there was a large amount of ice over North America, Europe, and Asia. The amount of ice was last at its largest about 22,000 years ago. At this time, the sea levels across the Earth were about 130 meters lower than they are today. There were fewer people in the world then, and scientists think that there were only about 130,000 people living in Europe. Between the ice ages, the Earth was warmer and there was not as much ice. At these times, the sea levels were higher, and there were different plants and animals living on the Earth. At the end of the last ice age, there were fast and extreme changes in the climate that, together with people killing animals to eat, may be the reason why the woolly mammoth became extinct. Woolly mammoth. Climate change today. Many scientists study the climate and climate change. Their studies show that people are the biggest cause of climate change today. Many of the things that people do increase the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, and it is these gases that are making the temperature of the Earth increase. More greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, CH4, nitrous oxide, N2O, and others, mean more of the energy we get from the sun cannot leave the Earth. This makes the Earth warmer. Plants and animals take carbon, C, from the atmosphere. These plants and animals then die, and their bodies go into the ground. Over millions of years, the bodies of plants and animals can become fossil fuels. People then burn these fossil fuels in their homes, in factories, and in cars, buses, and planes. When we burn fossil fuels, the carbon inside them is put back into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. People do many other things that put greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Cutting down trees in forests, deforestation, growing food and keeping animals on farms, and making things in factories all increase the amount of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. Across the world, levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere are over 45% higher than in 1750. In 1750, there were about 280 parts per million. But in June 2016, even at the Halley Research Station in Antarctica, there were high levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, over 400 parts per million. Chapter 5.